Rod, he was a voice of the Auburn Tigers, for a long time. And, it's I think everybody's still in a little bit of shock. But just the impact he made. I know me personally, being able to work with him over the years was a true blessing for me. He was just a super individual, a true professional. He always had the right tone for the right situation. And he will be greatly missed by the Auburn family.
And obviously with you coaching on the field, you couldn't hear his play-by-play, but I'm sure you've heard some of the calls, some of the iconic calls he's made.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, just a unbelievable talent, a special person. Like I said, the voice of Auburn Tigers over a long period of time, and just a really, really tough deal.
Every coach has been asked, changing the subject, to transfers, the portal, and so forth. If you could just give us your views on this and, how you feel about it.
Yeah, I think it's here to stay. I think it's something that, we've had an opportunity for a year to be a part and what it's like and all that. And, I think it's here to stay. And the teams that adapt to it, I think we'll have an advantage.
With so many players in the portal and say they're on claim, so to speak, do you think that'll give pause to some players that don't react so quickly?
I think, like I said, after the first year, I think you learn a lot from a coach's standpoint, probably the player standpoint too. And after this first year, I think both sides will be able to look from a player standpoint. The ones that maybe went in the portal and didn't get picked up, I think. It'll be a little bit different as far as that goes. But like I said, I think it's here to stay. And I know from a coach's standpoint, you just got to be prepared. This 4-game deal, we actually lost 2 players in the middle of the year, so it was a learning experience for us. And I know some other schools that went through the same thing. So I think it's just the teams that adapt will have an advantage.
Has the portal changed the way that you coach players?
No, it's not to change the way that we coach, and it's not going to change the way we coach. But you also got to be prepared for the different situations that could come up.
Your own experience as a player that transferred, do you think about that? I mean, I know it's a completely different situation, different time. But
do you think about what?
Your own experience, you transferred. I guess when you were in college, what do you draw on that experience at all?
That's been a long time ago, man. I don't know. That's been a real long time ago. But this is a new day in college football with the portal. And,
when the players transfer from Auburn, they transfer, do they come to you first? Have they any indication? Do you know that they're going to go?
I think some do, some don't. Every situation is a little bit different.
What about Malik Willis? I mean, what were your thoughts on him?
Well, first of all, Malik is a wonderful human being. We'll be rooting for Malik, to find the right situation for him. But like I said, he was a blessing to coach, and we'll be rooting for him.
Kobe?
Yeah, in the same way.
Speaking of quarterbacks, you've already named the 2 that are fighting it out. What are you looking for one of them to emerge? What's it going to boil down to?
Yeah, well, whoever gives us the best chance of winning. And, both of them are very talented. This summer, I think it's going to be real important for both of them as far as getting around their teammates and the leadership and the trust and everything that goes with it when you don't have, coaches around. And in fall camp, we'll put them in every situation possibly we can. And once we figure out who gives us the best chance of winning, we'll name that guy. But the good thing is we got 2 very talented young guys.
Does Joey, having been there before, give him a little bit of an edge?
Well, he's been there. He's got a little more experience, but the fact that Bo came in early, and went through spring, that also helps him too.
Are you surprised by how long it's taken to get this football complex off the ground and get committed to building it?
And I think we're getting closer. And hopefully in the near future we'll get that thing kicked off.
And how important is this to you and to the program?
Well, I think it's real important. I think it's real important, and like I said, I think we're getting closer.
Jimbo was talking about how hard it is now to have a backup quarterback, maybe because of the portal. Do you feel like...
Say that again?
Jimbo Fisher was talking about how tough it is to have an actual backup quarterback because of the portal, maybe? Because, people want to, get an opportunity. Are you worried that there's...
I think every position you got to look at, but, and every situation is different. You just got to know your own players, and I think the honesty part and everything that goes with it, and the depth issue is a real issue, I think, that all coaches deal with now with the portal.
People say you got a brutal schedule. How are you approaching it?
But they're correct. That is accurate. We do. But, you know, I think it's a great opportunity. And, you know, we're just going to take it one game at a time. And you look at our basketball team, and they had a brutal schedule to get to the Final Four, and they got it done. And so we're just going to take it one game at a time. You know, Oregon's a great team. We play them first, and really that's the only thing on our mind. But you are accurate. It is a very challenging schedule.
When I looked at October, you're not even at home in October.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the road for almost three consecutive road
Yeah.
games, and that's on almost Taro.
Yeah, that's going to be a good stretch. You know, but like I said, right now we're just kind of focused on that first one and putting all our energy into that.
Well, Gus, based on, you know, the scheduling and so forth, and of course they've talked about separating Alabama and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So how clued up? What efforts are you making, or is the school making, trying to get scheduling changed?
Yeah, I think you know, dividing those two up are coming. You know, I think you know, not this year but next year. So, you know, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, you know, if they played each other a little more also, you know, and just make a round robin out of it.
How much did y'all factor in recruiting whenever looking at the neutral side game?
Say it again.
How much did y'all factor in the recruiting aspect when looking at the neutral side game against Oregon and Dallas?
You know, probably not as much as you would think, but anytime you play a marquee game, you know, that definitely helps. You know, as far as recruiting and everything that goes with it. So I think it was more probably that than it was the actual area.
I saw a video.
So it wouldn't hurt your feelings if Georgia and Alabama played more often?
Yeah. If it was a round robin, you know, that'd be fine with
Is
me.
there a push to change up the rotations at all?
No, I just made that comment.
Round robin.
Yeah.
A regular season round robin.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
What dates are you thinking?
I don't know. You know, that was just when we played them back to back. I just thought it would be more equal if we had a round robin, played each other back to back before the SEC championship game. But that's probably in the rearview mirror. But that was just my thought.
How much of I mean, it's obvious there's a stressor there in playing those two programs like that. How much does that weigh on the coaches when you guys are trying to prepare? Then you also have a non-conference game in between them and keep the focus on.
No, I don't think that's just part of. You know, the schedule, and that's part of being at Auburn, and that's who you play. And so really it is, you know, it's like anything else, you get used to, you know, whatever your schedule is, and that's just part of it, and that's what you have to deal with.
I watched a video that Auburn released earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Not the weightlifting thing.
Yeah, thank you. That was sad, wasn't it?
Well, you should
I'm
see
getting
me
old.
getting off the couch. But you were talking to the team about how you wanted to open up more to them.
Yeah.
What does that entail, and what does that mean?
You know, I think it's just more being more relational, you know, to your players and all that. So just trying to be honest and develop that relationship with our guys.
That doesn't come easily for you necessarily, right?
No, it probably comes more easily than you would think. But every team's different, every situation is different, and that's just kind of. Now, do you feel that way?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
I've known you a few years.
Yeah, you have. Okay.
Sometimes I feel like you don't like talking to certain people.
That could be accurate. Not in your case, but it could be accurate.
And then the weightlifting thing, I didn't know you were.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in shape. You know.
Yeah.
I hadn't worked out in about 2 years. About 6 weeks ago, I decided to get back in. And
Christy get after you?
Yeah, she motivated me a little bit. Yeah, she may be some of the reason. Yeah.
Yes, the NCAA is obviously looking into player compensation based on likeness. Just kind of looking to do it. Where do you kind of stand on that? Do you feel like that's something you should be compensated for?
You know, I don't really have too much of an opinion on that, to be honest with you.
Has your philosophy on non-conference scheduling changed in the last 10 years?
You know, a few years ago, you know, with the Final Four and everything, there was a lot of talk about strength of schedule being a big factor. But, you know, what was it, 2 years ago when we actually lost two games and we went to SEC championship game, and I think we were the number 2 ranked team in the Final Four up into that game. And so, you know, just us personally, we feel like, you know, our strength of schedule is going to be one of the best each year.
Are you more likely now to schedule Texas or somebody than you might have been 5 years ago?
No, I don't think so. I mean, of course, we have Oregon this year. I think we play North Carolina the year after that. I think we get a home and home with Penn State. So those are pretty, high-profile games, out of conference.
Have you seen the recruiting landscape change across college football the last 3 or 4 years?
The recruiting landscape?
Yeah, how programs are recruiting more nationally, not Will some
You know,
keep it regional? Or?
I think each program has their own philosophy. Some national, some local. It's very competitive. Obviously, you know that in our league, and you know, our league is recruiting at a real high level right now, and I think you see that. And you know, so but I think each program has their own philosophy.
Gus, I think you guys have 6 or 7 commits for the next class. Right now, I don't want to talk about them specifically, but that's a lower number compared to a lot of schools. Do you feel like you have some catch up?
Yeah, well, I think we're in good shape. And I think there's a whole lot of people that are really close that I think in the near future we'll get some momentum. Our staff's worked really hard, but I think we're in really good shape moving forward. That's probably the best way to answer that.
Is this the weekend that kind of turns the corner for a lot of these guys?
Oh, you know, hope so. I mean, it's a big weekend. It's traditionally been a big weekend for us. You know, I guess for the last 10 years. So, you know, we're hoping for a good weekend. Anything else, guys?